Alright guys, welcome to the video here. Just doing a voiceover of a haircut. I have been cutting my own hair for a very long time now, probably the better part of 10 years. So I just have a cheap set of like Walmart clippers. You can get them off Amazon.com, you can get them from Walmart. As long as they have half guard sizes, it doesn't really matter what brand you get. I think these are a set of wall clippers here. I always start from the bottom of the hairline and work towards the top. It helps me see exactly where my lines are, how much I'm cutting off, how much, material or hair is left, and it just kind of keeps everything very easy to see. So here I'm cutting. I start with no guard, just the clippers. And in this video, I'm really only showing the right side because the mirror is to my left, so the camera's not really seeing any of that. So to save time, you'll just kind of see the right side here. I go ahead and put the level 1 guard on there, and I come up from my first fade line. Note that I'm not using the half guard. I do full sizes to step up, and then I'll go back and fade the lines. And that's just to really keep track of where everything is, and I can get wider bands of each size of hair as I clip. And then I can go back and just smooth maybe a half or 3/4 of an inch of it. So I've found just over the years that that's a little bit easier for me, but you can play around with it. I'm doing kind of a swept over, undercut, long on top, high fade. I don't even know what all to call it, but I've been rocking a similar hairstyle for years and years. Very clean, very easy, very neat, very professional. It's worked very, very well for me. So as I'm clipping here, coming up, I got this weird cowlick on the back of my head. Everybody has a little bit different hair, so you need to get to know your own hair or the person's hair you're cutting and just kind of look at the direction it grows naturally. You want to cut against the direction it grows, generally speaking, to get the cleanest cut. Here I'm holding the hair over on top to make sure that that line from short to long stays nice and clean, and I'm not accidentally clipping some of the hair I'm trying to grow out, which would be disastrous. It'd take a few months to grow back. So I'm pinning it down, holding it flat. All the little hairs that spring up and, are looking to be cut, I just go ahead and cut with the clipper then. So using your hand is just a good technique. Then on the offside here that you could see in the camera, just kind of shaping with the clippers. Sometimes I won't even use a guard all the way at the top, and I'll just work with the clippers or with scissors like you'll see in a second here. And that's just because, once your hair is over, I think, an inch long or so, they don't make a guard that long that I've found. So then it's just kind of all eyeballing it. You can see I comb my hair over and I've got that horrendous little block sticking out. So that's where the scissors come into play. It's too long on top. It's starting to hang over and make this ugly shelf. So I'm clipping the ends of it. And, my hair, this is right before I jump in the shower, so it's kind of bedhead, but it's basically how my hair would be day to day. So I'm not doing anything special with it. I don't think there's any product in it at this point. It's just natural hair, and I'm trying to cut it how I want it to be styled. So it's not symmetrical by any means. It's very customized to my hairstyle, to my head, and to how I would normally style my hair. And that just kind of helps me see exactly what I'm working with and, exactly the changes that I want to have happen. So there's the offside there. You can see that pretty tight little line that I got going. And now for all the hair tips coming over, I'm just going to continue just a little bit at a time. You can always clip off another 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, but it takes weeks, if not months, to grow that. So very, very slowly I have 2 mirrors there at a 90-degree angle that I can kind of use to see all the way to the back. And it's just lots and lots of practice. When you are in the mirror, your X and Y axes are inverted. So in the mirror, it looks like you're moving left, and in reality, you're moving right. And that's probably the hardest part when you're double mirrored like that, is having to move the opposite of the way that you think you would just by visually cueing in the mirror. So here I'm using the guard to clean up my offside. It's tough to get long hair to fade into pretty much shaved. You can see I kind of have a skin fade, I think it's called, where my lower hairline is just blended right into the skin. I keep it very, very short. It's probably the army in me. But there you can see I'm just blending. I'm going back with the half guard now, like I talked about at the beginning, and I'm just starting to blend it all together. And I use very short, subtle movements when I blend it. And there you can see I'm breaking the scissors back out. There's no rule against, once the scissors are gone, you can't bring them back out. I'll switch to the clippers. I'll trim around the ears. I'll go back to the top. Like I said at the beginning, I generally work from the bottom and work to the top of the hair, but depending on what needs to be done or what's in my way, I'll go and cut that, I'll make it as easy on myself as I can. The whole entire process of cutting my hair happens within 15 minutes. Of course, I'm not really doing anything to the top right now. I'm just letting it grow out, so I'm not, clipping anything there, but doing the sides, doing the fading, doing the blending, 15 minutes once you get practiced at it. So there I'm hitting the cowlick and everything in the back. A little bit harder, because my hair's growing a little bit differently back there, and it's obviously hard to see the back of your own head. That's why I have 2 of those mirrors set up, one in front of me and one to the side that you can see in the camera. And then my beautiful little cowlick where my hair just does whatever it wants. So I'm coming in with the scissors and very carefully just clipping away. And that's actually quite a bit easier than trying to use a guard. Scissor work, you can get exactly the right depth, and it doesn't have to be, numerically based, a 1, a 1.5, a 2, number 2 guard. I can do pretty much whatever I want there. And that's essentially what I'm going for with the scissors. So very, very subtle movements, very calculated. Again, when I'm moving left, it feels I'm moving right. It's very confusing and rather hard on the back. It would be a lot easier to cut somebody else's hair. But if you're doing your own hair, just practice, 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 and slow down. Don't go, ripping into there all crazy like. So this is kind of the finished product here. You can see very short on the sides, long and over on the top, got that hairline, and then kind of blended into the other side and nice and smooth on the back. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.